Hi, I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right, this one's called I Gotta Go. Hmm. Yeah, look, when I was like 21 back in the day, I had this job where it was like they made dishwashing liquid, like Palmolive, Jergens, and stuff like that. So I was very happy to have the job. So this was in Chicago, all right. So so I was getting familiar with this job, I was getting familiar, and I worked there for like it was going on 8 months. So I knew the whole layout of the whole plant and everything like that, and I thought people liked me. But one day I was late because I was out partying. Okay, so I was late to get to work. So after that day, they didn't say nothing to me when I got in there. I was supposed to have been there at 6 a.m., but I got there at 7. They didn't say nothing. The next day, the same thing. The next day, the same thing. So it became a trend with me, being late. So sooner or later, more sooner than later. Yes. My boss pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, you can't be late no more, okay? Now I'm giving you a verbal warning." That's what he told me. "I'm giving you a verbal warning. You can't be late no more, okay?" I said, "Okay, okay. I'm not gonna be late." You know. He said, "Yeah, yeah. You said that a handful of other times." I said, "I know." So I tried to go to sleep early. You know. Still, I woke up late again. I was asleep, laying there asleep. I woke up and I can remember it felt so good in my room. It felt so good, and I was like, and I woke up. I said, hmm. I glanced at the clock, and I don't know what I was thinking, man, but I thought it said 5 something, but it said 6 o'clock. So I said, man, I'm gonna sleep 15 more minutes. Went to sleep, woke up. It was 10 minutes to 7. And I had to ride like an hour to get to work. So I woke up. I said, "Oh my goodness, no, no, I was hitting myself and everything." So I got up and I was, and I made it there. Like that was an hour ride. I'm telling you, I made it there every bit of 30 minutes. Didn't make no difference though, because he still called me in the office. When I got there, he called me immediately. He said, "Come to the office." And I was looking sad and stuff. And he said, "James, I'm sorry I got to write you up." He wrote me up a coaching counseling. Okay. So I didn't think that was that bad, but it was a write up though. He said, "Coaching, I'm writing you up a coaching counseling. All right. So I'm going to counsel you. I'm going to write you up." So after the coaching counseling, he told me, he said, "Hey, if you write up again, if you miss again, if you late at all, if you are late at all, without excuse, you you're going to get suspended." So I said, I said, okay, okay. So the next day, in true James fashion, I was late again. I I was late again. And I liked this job. I really liked it. But I just couldn't get my butt up. And that was the only shift that they had, you know. They didn't have like a midnight shift or evening shift. That's the only shift they had. You have to get up at clock 30 in the morning. I had to get up at 4 or something to get ready, to fix my lunch, and then go. But once again, I got there and he suspended me. He suspended me. Then he told me, he said, if I got to do this again, you out of here. You out of here. So they suspended me for 3 days, you know. 3 days suspension without pay. And that was kind of killing me there because 3 days suspension, you know, I was getting 80 hours every 2 weeks, you know. And he suspended me for 3 days, you know. So after those 3 days, I sat around the house, man. I didn't know what to think, you know, or what to do because I was usually at work around the time. So I would wake up every day at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and didn't have to go to work. After those 3 days, I went back to work and I put in some work, boy. I was working the best I could, you know. And then the day after that, once again. But in my defense, it was a traffic jam. I tried to go around it. Then I got held up that way. Then something else happened like this on my way to work. So, man, it was terrible, man. See, but the thing is, I was late all those other times. So even if something, a traffic jam or something like that would show up, it still don't make a difference, you know. So I was still late, and I made it there. I made it there, but I was late, like 20 minutes late. So I made it there, and I got in there, and I didn't see the boss wasn't there. He was there, but he wasn't in the area when I came in. I got to work, stacking stuff, and you know I stack stuff fast. So if he would have came in there, he would have it would have seemed like I was there, you know. But I tried to pretend like I didn't even clock in, you know, when I got there. So I tried to tell him. I said, "Hey, I was running late, so I ran straight on in, went to work, went to work." And he said, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm." But there was another uh, foreman at the gate when I came flying barreling in there, and he the one that told him. He called and told him that I was just making it there. So I had lied about, you know, that because I didn't clock in, you know. So man, I put in work that day too, man. I was working. I stacked more boxes than I ever stacked. But still, at the end of my shift, he called me in his office. And I was scared, man, because I knew something was going to happen. I said, oh, man, oh, boy, oh, boy. So he called me in his office, and he said, James, look, I like you, man. I like you. I said, yeah, I love this job, too. I love this job, too. It still didn't make no difference. He said, now, I got to do this. And it's it's not really not me doing this, but I have to do this to you. All right. So I'm gonna have to ask you to turn in your name tag and everything. I said, so I'm suspended again? No, you're not suspended. You're terminated. And man, I said, look, man, look. I tell you, man, I will come in. I will be here. I will be here. He said, no, no, no more. No more of this. James, this you just not cut out to be punctual, you know. And I said, man, I was so it messed me up inside, man. I was like, oh man, I said, look, you can go on and why don't you just suspend me for 3 days and then give me another chance. He said, no, I'm suspending you forever. Oh man, that really hurt me, man. It was because then I felt as if I let my family down because I just had a newborn. We had an apartment and everything. And bills were coming around and everything like that. So I would say, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? So I said, well, can I reapply for my job back? They said no, no. And everybody in there, like when I came to work, everybody in there wasn't talking to me. So that's what was kind of strange. So that kind of put something in my head that something was going to happen. Yes, nobody was talking to me, or they very vague, They said, "Yeah, oh, okay." So then I drove home, man. Dude, that was the saddest time. And then all these sad songs was on the radio. Been a long way from now. I never, you know, alone again. Naturally. It was just playing some sad songs. So I said, oh my goodness. Then I got home and I got in the house and I just kept thinking about it, kept thinking about it. And man, I said, how am I gonna tell everybody that I lost my job? And I bragged about the job and everything. But I let myself down. I let myself down. I realized that, but at the time, I thought they let me down. The job, everybody at the job. But it was just me. It was me. I couldn't make it there on time. Everybody else was there on time. I couldn't make it there on time. Man, I was kind of depressed, for a couple of days. And then I had to pull myself up by my bootstraps. And I said, hey, I got to get back on this horse and ride. Or sit here until the bills absorb me and until everything gets shut off and we get put out of here. So I had to go get another job. And that job, after that, no more. No more being late and stuff like that. Yeah. Look, if you got a job and you like the job, try your best to make it there. If you can't make it there, or if something's happening, if you're sick or something like that, call in. Because I could have got killed, driving there. Driving fast, real fast. I could have got a ticket. I could have got pulled over or something like that, or crashed. When I could have just called in. Or better yet, get my butt up and get there. You know, that's what grown folks do. But I still remember that day. I still remember how I felt that day. It was sad, man. It was a sad feeling. It was. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with your family. Share it with your friends. Share it with your loved ones. And even share it with your enemies. Peace. Adios. Salamat.
Salamat. Don't cry.